Welcome to Esoterisphere. For nearly 2,000 years, a gospel was missing. Not because it was forgotten, but because it was buried. And the woman behind it? Mary Magdalene. Not the prostitute of legend, but something far more dangerous. A teacher. A mystic. And, perhaps, the most enlightened voice of early Christianity. They tried to erase her. But her voice survived, and it still speaks. Today we're diving into the Gospel of Mary, a text that was suppressed, fragmented, and nearly lost to history. And we're asking the question, why was it buried? And just as importantly, what truth was so threatening, it had to be silenced? In 1896, a papyrus codex was purchased in Cairo. Inside was a mysterious gospel attributed to Mary. Yes, that Mary. Written in Coptic, the text is believed to be a translation of an earlier Greek version from the 2nd century. That's earlier than some texts that made it into the New Testament. But here's the kicker, the first 6 pages are missing. Gone. Ripped out. As if someone, at some point, didn't want us to know how this gospel began. What survives is enough to shake the foundations. After Jesus departs, the disciples are distraught, afraid, and lost. It is Mary who steps forward to guide them. She tells them she has seen the Savior in a vision and that he entrusted her with secret teachings. Teachings about the ascent of the soul, how it must pass through the powers that bind us to fear, ignorance, desire, and the material world. In this vision, salvation isn't about obedience. It's not about sin, punishment, or ritual. It's about liberation, self-knowledge, gnosis. The soul, she says, can free itself by understanding what holds it back. This is radical and dangerous, not just because of the message, but because of the messenger. Peter questions her. He seems disturbed, not just by the content of her vision, but by the fact that she, a woman, would claim to receive such revelations. He asks if Jesus really taught her these things, if she's making it up. But Levi steps in to defend her. He says, if the Savior made her worthy, who are you to reject her? Surely the Savior knows her very well. That is why he loved her more than us. More than us. That line alone could light a fire in the archives of orthodoxy. So again, why was her gospel buried? The easy answer is that it was Gnostic. But that's only part of the story. The Gospel of Mary threatens the very structure of institutional religion. It presents a world where salvation is internal, personal, and experiential. Where no priest or bishop is needed to mediate divine truth. Where a woman, a spiritual equal if not superior, is chosen as the revealer of hidden wisdom. That flies in the face of the emerging church hierarchy. A hierarchy built on apostolic succession, male authority, and the suppression of esoteric paths. It also upends the narrative of Mary Magdalene herself. For centuries, the church framed her as a repentant prostitute. But here, she is not repenting. She is revealing. Not broken, but bold. Not silent, but central. The Gospel of Mary reminds us all of what's been lost. Not just a text, but a perspective. A vision of the divine that includes the feminine. That values direct spiritual experience over dogma. That invites us to look within, instead of up. So yes, they buried her gospel. But like truth, like spirit, it rises. Because no matter how deep you try to bury the sacred feminine, she always finds her way back to the light. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, Please consider clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Don't forget to tap that notification bell to be notified whenever a new video drops. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, let us know in the comments. Brightest of blessings to you all.